It's just a myth, they would say, there is no crimson waters. I was called crazy, insane, a conspiracy theorist, but they have not seen what I saw that day. What I saw that day could not be explained logically or scientifically, but one thing is for certain, I am one of the very few to have survived. My story begins in the quiet, nature-filled town of Nkati. Nkati was known for its large natural landscape, filled with lots of plantation and animals. It is home to many species ranging from deer and squirrels to birds big and small. There's a big forest area where many people walk their dogs during the day, but this place has its only urban legends, the Crimson Waters. Word is spread by locals that people who visit the lake at night have mysteriously gone missing without a trace. No one knows how or why. All we know is there is something ominous about that very lake. Even paranormal investigators and popular ghost hunting shows have investigated into the myth, but yielded no evidence of such thing. Because of this, the locals and newspaper called Crimson Waters a hoax, reasoning the people who went missing were suicide victims who went to drown themselves. The locals were satisfied with this reason, but I however was not convinced. If this really was a place where suicide victims went to drown themselves, the bodies surely would have resurfaced by now. I had to find out what was going on behind the curtain, to uncover the truth behind the Crimson Waters. As I got older, my curiosity only grew, I had to find out what they were covering up. I was initially planning on going with a friend but decided against the idea, knowing the Crimson Waters wouldn't show itself if a witness was there. I knew at the point anything could happen to me. I could be one of the victims to mysteriously disappear. My parents would grow concerned and a search party would be formed, only I won't be there. I prepared myself for the worst possible outcome, grabbed my bag, said goodbye to my parents, and headed out. I lied to them I was going on a hiking trip with some friends, and I wouldn't be home until tomorrow. My mum packed me some food, water, and a tent with a sleeping bag. But these I won't be needing. I took the long way round to kill some time and take in my surroundings, rows of trees lined the area, and birds filled the air with their singing. I checked my watch, 3:45. I carried on down the path until I could see a large-looking lake. The sun was setting, and it wasn't long until I would uncover the truth behind the Crimson Waters. I waited, nothing happened for over 6 hours, and I was getting hungry and thirsty. I grabbed a bottle of water out my bag and swigged it, all while eating a protein bar my mum had packed me. I waited longer, but still nothing changed. I was beginning to believe maybe this was just a hoax, a story some crazy on drugs made up out of boredom, as if the town didn't have enough lore already. I'm leaving, I said, grabbing my bag and starting to walk home from the lake, when suddenly I heard something. I investigated, it sounded like it was coming from the lake, like the voice of a woman calling out to me. It's probably just the tiredness kicking in, I reasoned to myself, but I wasn't convinced nor satisfied. I needed to know more. I should have turned away there and then, but curiosity got the better of me. I walked towards the lake, dipping my feet into the water. I could feel the water soaking my trousers, but I couldn't stop myself. It was like something or someone was controlling me. Suddenly the water turned a crimson red, and the skies went completely dark, as the darkness blocked all light, engulfing me in an abyss. That's when I saw her, the figure of a woman, her hypnotic voice called to me, telling me to come closer. I did, but the closer I got, the further away she moved, like she was moving away from me rather than towards me. It took all I had, but I finally snapped out of my trance and took back control of my own body. Realizing I was far in the lake, I swam back the way I came, fighting against her hypnotic voice, calling to me. I told myself repeatedly, it's not real, over and over as I tried to escape her grasp. Soon I reached land and without hesitation, I darted off faster than ever, escaping the voice calling to me. I must have collapsed out of exhaustion, because I woke up in a hospital bed, pale as a ghost. The doctor told me an officer on duty found me, laying in the middle of the road all pale. I wanted to talk, but no actual words came out, only an inaudible slew of words. Mom was leaning over the doctor's shoulder, watching me. I spent the rest of the week in hospital and was told to talk to a therapist twice a week before they deemed me stable. I will never forget that event, it still haunts me to this day. I've been forbidden to speak about it, so I decided to write about it instead. If you are reading this, I highly suggest you do not visit the lake at night. The crimson waters are real, and I was one of the very few survivors. This is not a myth, it is a warning. Hello my good listeners, it's MorbidFox. I would like to say a huge thank you for listening to my content. I would love it even more if you could share my content with your friends and family, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and curse that subscribe button. Remember, MorbidFox is with you, always watching.